Harmonics. These beautiful ringing sounds are hidden on our otherwise low, growly instrument. Jaco Pastorius showed just how beautiful and mysterious they can sound with his masterpiece, Portrait of Tracy. Many players know how to play harmonics, but they don't necessarily use them creatively in their own playing. This isn't surprising. The way that the harmonics are organized on the fretboard are a little bit counterintuitive. For example, we're used to notes ascending as we ascend the neck. But if I were to play harmonics ascending the neck, listen to what happens. The notes seem to jump around. Most players know how to execute a harmonic on the bass, and that's not what this video is about. Instead, this video is going to show a system that you can use to start using harmonics more creatively in your own playing today. So, I'm going to make the argument that there are really just 4 usable harmonics on the bass, okay? And those harmonics are found on the 12th fret, the 7th fret, the 5th fret, and the 4th fret. Okay, so 12, 7, 5, 4. The first harmonic we're going to take a look at is found on the 12th fret. This is the most common harmonic that people know. It's the easiest one to play, it's the loudest, and it's the simplest to start applying to your playing. The reason why is that the harmonic is the exact same note and octave of the fret below it. So for example, this G produces a G harmonic. This one's simple and we're not going to spend too much time on it. Instead, we're going to move on to the next harmonic, which is the 7th fret harmonic. Now, like the 12th fret harmonic, the pitch that is produced here on the 7th fret is the same as the fretted note underneath it. So if I have a D here on the 7th fret on the G string, the harmonic on that string is also a D. Okay, so what this means is that if you have a chord shape, say for example, this B minor shape, there I'm playing B and the 3rd, the minor 3rd, or it's 10th, very common chord shape on the bass. Instead of playing that fretted note, I can get a more spread out chord sound by playing the harmonic. Listen to this. Okay. Likewise, directly below it on the 7th fret, you have the minor 7th of B. So here you can play a B minor 7 shape using the 2 harmonics on the D and the G string. Great sound. You can use them here on B flat. There's a nice B flat major 7 sound. E flat major, major 7. Okay. E minor 7. What else? C6. C6 add 9. So anytime you're going to use this fretted note on the 7th, you can just play the harmonic instead to get that beautiful, mysterious, shimmery harmonic sound. Okay, now the 3rd harmonic we're going to take a look at is my favorite harmonic on the bass, and this is on the 4th fret, okay, the 4th fret. Now, just like the 7th fret and the 12th fret, the harmonic found on the 4th fret is the same pitch as the note underneath it. So here in the G string, if I were to play the 4th fret harmonic, you get the same pitch as the fretted note, B. So just like on the 7th fret, if we have a chord tone that's here on the 4th fret, we can play the harmonic instead of the fretted note to get a more beautiful, spread out, shimmery sound. For example, here's a G major 7. Super usable. In fact, that's one that I use quite a bit. Here's another one. Here's C major 7. Or C major 7 sharp 11 if you were to play the D string. Great sound. Okay. Play G sharp minor. G sharp minor 7. A add 9. So again, the idea is to make these harmonics easy to use, and I find that when the pitch matches the fret, I'm much more likely to use it. Okay, so lastly, we're going to take a look at a harmonic that does not have the same pitch as the fretted note below it, and that's here on the 5th fret. Okay, the 5th fret is the same note as the open string. Okay, so it's like the 12th fret, and that it produces the same pitch as the open string. So G, G. Here on the 5th fret, you get a G that's an octave above. Okay, so this is the same as this, just up an octave. So this is where it gets a little bit more complicated to use it in your playing, because you need to translate, okay, I want a G here, but you're not going to go to where you normally play a G, you're going to go to where you normally play a C, right? Because here would be C, but the harmonic produced is a G. So it gets a little bit more tricky. So I'm going to show you just a couple of easy chord shapes that I use all the time with the 5th fret that you can start applying to your playing right away. In fact, the easiest one and the most common one that I use is on E minor 7. So if I play an open E string, and then these two harmonics, the 5th, on the G string and the D string, that produces an E minor 7 arpeggio without the 5. So E, D, because it's the same as a D open string, and then G. So root, flat 7, flat 3rd. Note you can do it there as well, but you get an octave below. So I find that here it's a little bit more effective. So though there are dozens of harmonics all over the instrument, I find that these 4 on each string provide a system that I can use to use harmonics more creatively, more fluently in my own playing. I'm going to mention one more harmonic just at the end here, and that's here on the 9th fret. This harmonic is easy to produce, and if you've ever learned Portrait of Tracy, you'll know that Jaco plays some really great lines on the 9th fret. The 9th fret is a little bit more difficult to use because its pitch does not match the fretted pitch underneath it. Instead, this 9th fret harmonic is the same as the 4th fret. See? It's the same. So, you have this available to you, and you can mess around with it, but it's just not quite as intuitive. I'd certainly encourage you to mess around with it and be creative, because there's a lot of cool things that you can do with it. So if you get your hands around this 12th fret, the 7th fret, the 4th fret, and the 5th fret, I think you'll have a nice foundation, a nice system to start using harmonics more creatively in your own playing. Alright, so I hope that this video was useful for you. I hope that you learned something about harmonics, and I hope that you can use harmonics creatively in your own playing. There's certainly a lot more that we could go into about harmonics. We could talk about how some of them sound quite out of tune. We could talk about how some of them don't work well in a band. And maybe that'll be a video for another day. So if you're interested in this type of content, if you learned something, please subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot.